planting time. So welcome back here to McCaffrey Farms. Today, pretty exciting day. We got the planter here and we do have the seed in. There's a few small things we need to do. You can hear the air compressor running in the shop. We're gonna go through and check the tires here in a little bit, make sure they're all good. But as you can see, we do have the seed boxes loaded up. This is our grain sorghum. Then this white powder, that's just talc powder that helps lubricate everything. We have it filled up to where we want it. We put about a bag in each. We're gonna do this irrigated circle right out there. The first one we put anhydrous on. We're gonna do that one first. That should take us this afternoon and probably, depending on when we start, a little bit into tomorrow. Pretty exciting because I've been waiting, been getting pretty anxious about this, just getting the crop in the ground. So it's finally drying out and it's time to go. And remember, if you enjoy the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate it when I see all the likes and all the people that are subscribing. And also, if you enjoy the channel and think your friends would like it, be sure to share the channel with them too. All right, so we already have our first problem of the year. As you saw in the previous little clip, we did fill up the tanks. Then we took it down to the field and we're gonna try and just get everything set and see if it's working right. But as you can see in here, it's not supposed to be like that. That's the fertilizer. These are the hoses we put on last year, and then those are the ones I put on this year. But they must not have got flushed out right. It is kind of a hard deal to flush out. So over the winter it must have froze, and all of those have little pinholes in them, and we didn't end up getting anything planted or seeing if it's set. As I said in one of the earlier videos, the tubes we got for that side came in a set of 6. So I have these two here. I'm gonna take those old ones off and then put those ones on. Then Dad called our dealer, or the local dealer we normally work with, and he said they had some more, so he went to go get those. Right now that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take those off and put these two on. That way when he gets here, we only have to put 2 on, and then we can go out and hopefully get started this afternoon. And as you can see, my brother brought his truck and the sprayer that he rents here to the house, so that way once we get this field planted, he can start spraying the pre-emergence on it. I think he's got everything else that we are gonna plant done. That's why he's brought it here. Like I said, this should take us a little more than this afternoon. I don't know. I'm assuming that's why he has his sprayer there. That is a John Deere 4830 sprayer with 120-foot booms that he rents. Does a pretty good job so far. He's done a fair amount, but anyways, we're gonna get to taking these hoses off, so that way when Dad gets here, don't have to sit as long and we can get going quicker. All right, so I got those hoses off. There's the old ones. Gonna get ready to put those ones on. Did these 2 on. I don't know. Dad left a while ago when I was in one of my online classes, so he should be back pretty soon. We'll have to see. Like I said, we're gonna have enough to get those put on then. Like I said, everything else should be set and ready to go, so once we can get those put on, we'll just have to make sure all the gauge wheels and the depth and everything's set right, then we should be good to plant, hopefully. You probably won't be able to see it, but right in there, I think right there, the end of my finger, that's where one of the leaks was. Like I said, pretty sure all 4 of them had little pinholes in them, but these 2 for sure did, and this one did. It looks like this one probably did, but we couldn't really tell. We figured just replace all 4 of them anyways, but yeah, that's, like I said, don't know if it's just because we weren't able to get it flushed out properly or what, but it's just a bunch of little pinholes. Alright, so we got those hoses put back on, got everything lined out, got it all set. We did the first little bit. We got it set about where we want it, as deep as we want it. We got the roll cleaner set pretty good. It's cleaning some of that leftover residue out from those seed trenches pretty good. Overall, we're pretty happy with it. We haven't done a whole lot. This is about the 5th pass or the 3rd down and back we'll be making. It's looking like it's all working pretty good. We had to zip tie one of the hoses. It's right in there. You might not be able to see it very well, but we had to zip tie that because it looked like it's starting to get into one of the gears. It just had a bit of a gouge in it. It wasn't leaking yet, so it should be fine. We'll just have to watch that. But working on the first half of this field here, we should pretty easily be able to get it done. We're running about 5 miles an hour, and so we're gonna be going pretty good. We're got the auto steer and everything working pretty good, and with our monitor, we have to have this deal right here. What it does is it takes the speed right here from our auto steer and runs it to that to calculate. We have to do that because this the radar on the tractor that tracks the speed, that is false. It's not working right. So this is just reading what you'd be running if there was no resistance from pulling an implement. So like this is saying closer to 4.5 to 5, and that's about the speed we want it. As you can tell, it's pretty close to that one because we're only pulling a planter and it's an 8-row, so it's not really working the 8400 too much. But anyways, that's what that's for. It works pretty good. Every once in a while you will hear it beep. That's the high-low warnings. We're wondering if some of our sensors aren't working perfectly, because even last year the same ones that are a little low or high right now were acting up. So we think it's just our sensors. Everything last year in the crop you could never tell the difference, so we're gonna go with it. We did last year and everything looked pretty even. You could never tell a difference. So but overall everything's working pretty good. I think Dad's getting ready to bring the trailer down closer to the field. Right now it's up at the house, so he's gonna bring it to about where I am. It's not real far, but it's just easier to pull up to the tank here by the field and get going. But like I said, this is the first field we're planting. We got a fair amount to do this year. So it's gonna be a bit of a long season, but hopefully we can get quite a bit in before it rains or anything. Overall, it's working pretty good. I'm pretty glad we did run over this field with the field cultivator before we planted it. Would have been 3 or 4 days ago. It really smoothed it out quite a bit from what it was. The way the sweeps were, you still could feel the rows from where the shank marks on our subsoiler or ripper went. So that would have made it pretty rough, where like right now we'd be going straight across those, so it'd be a constant bumpy ride. But where we went over that, it really smoothed it out quite a bit. So this field is this is probably the best shape we've ever planted it into. The first 2 years they got a little weedy because I think I can't remember what happened, but I don't think the spray worked 100%. So there were still some of the grasses, and it kind of balled it up and everything. But like I said, this year it is planting pretty good. I think we're going in about 2 inches deep, so that's about right where we want it. There is some moisture on it. It's really helpful that we got those 2 rains. I think we got just shy of half an inch in between the 2 of them, so that's decent. It's not the wettest, there's not the most moisture, but we'll take it because it's more moisture than we had. But overall it's working great, so gonna get to work doing this half and then try and get this done tonight. If everything goes good, then tomorrow we'll start off with that half, and then we'll go to some dry land down south. Dad was planning on trying to plant both the irrigated circles first, but he wants to give that second one we put anhydrous on a little more time to let the anhydrous sit and settle the way it needs to be, so in that way it doesn't harm the crop. We probably would be good because we put it on last Friday and today's Monday, so that's a decent time period. But Dad's just kind of decided it'd be best to plant a couple other fields and then do that one. Just filled up again for the second time. First refill, second time filling. We're putting on about 14 to 15 gallons to the acre. What we roughly calculated out now was about 14. So that's about where we wanted it. I think we're trying to put on 60,000. So we're doing pretty good there. But these are each about 70-gallon tanks. So in total, if you got them as full as you could, would be roughly 280. So we're being able to do, I think, right around 18 acres on each fill, which is pretty good, not too terrible. It would be nice if we could get some saddle tanks for the tractor that would go on the sides. I think they'd hook up on the axle and then point up there. Be nice if we could get those, just because we'd be able to do more without stopping as much. But right now this is what works for us, and we don't really have a problem with it. But so it'll take quite a few stops and refills to do this half, but we'll keep going pretty good right now. And earlier I said that my brother brought the sprayer here to hopefully spray this when we got done, but before he actually starts spraying what we plant with the pre-emerge, he's gone through and spraying some wheat acres for Dad and a couple other people. So he's gonna knock those out real quick. Now you won't be able to see him, but he is just south or east of me, so pretty busy day today. Got a fair amount going on, but this is what I get to do right now. I get to plant. Like I said, we got quite a few acres to plant this year, so it's gonna be pretty fun. All right, so back here at the tank, filling up again. Getting close to getting this half done. I think this should fill it up. These are each 70-gallon tanks. There's 4 of them, so that's 280 gallon roughly. You don't ever get it completely full, but putting on about 14, in between 14 and 15 gallon an acre. And I believe if you had 270 acres or 270 gallons at 15 gallon an acre, that was about 18 acres. And I think there's only maybe 10 or 11 left. So this should do it, be able to do the turn rows. Then we might call it good for tonight. Also, I did notice that hose right there, it's supposed to be right there, so we're gonna have to clean that. And get that put back on. Luckily the hose clamp is still there. we have kind of had problems with this before. It's not really a big deal, but it's always seemed to be this row, so I don't know. I think there's a spot back in there it kind of catches, but I'm gonna have to do that real quick. And then, so I'll let this fill and get that all shut off and then do that. We do have some water right there, so I'll probably try and clean some of that where I'll be working, just that it's a little less sticky. But anyways, gonna finish filling this up, then do that and try and finish this half tonight. All right, so I'm just finishing up this first half on this circle. About 60 acres time I get done. This last turn row I have for this half, so I'll just have to get on the road and get back to the house. But I'm gonna call it a night for now. I'll have just enough fertilizer to finish. You can't tell, but it's getting pretty low. But like I said, I got everything working good. That hose that I had to put back on, it's been staying on now. I am having some trouble with one of the rows. It's row 6. Right now it's planting within the area we had set, but then there's other times it's just been saying it's failing. But I've been checking the seed spacing with that row and another row that I know is planting right, and the seed spacing is good, so it's planting at the same rate. It's just not, the sensor went bad, and it's not sensing that it's planting. But anyways, try and get started early in the morning. I don't know what Dad's plan is. I might run the planter, and if I do, I'm just gonna have to connect to my classes while I'm in the tractor, which is no big deal. I actually just finished up with another Zoom meeting. It wasn't for a class, but it was for a deal with our school. So I'll probably just end up doing that if Dad needs me to run the planter. But anyways, that'll be it for tonight. I'll probably end the video here. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it when I see the people that like it. Also, if you're enjoying the channel, enjoying what I'm putting on, make sure to subscribe if you're not already. That'll help me grow the channel. And also, if you have some friends that you think would enjoy my channel, also be sure to share it with them. I want to spread the importance of agriculture and also my view of farming and what we do here on our farm. Ag is a very diversified industry, and I just want to share my point of view and what we do. So stay tuned. I'll probably do maybe 1 or 2 more videos on planting. We have quite a bit to plant, but I won't do too many videos just because that'll get repetitive. But be sure to stay tuned. Hit the bell icon if you haven't already. That'll notify you when I post more videos. And just also stay tuned. I plan on having quite a bit of video to come, so I look forward to seeing those of you guys keep watching. Thank you.